Hi everyone, I'm just going to read the first extract from this new wonderful book of ours, and it is about a woman called Emilie du Chatelet, and we'll be reading a few more parts from this book throughout the week, and you will see that there are loads of really incredible women involved in space travel, probably a lot of them that you've never heard of. So I'm going to start with Emilie du Chatelet because she is to do with the foundations that led to space travel. So she was a mathematician, a physicist, and she lived in France from 1706 to 1749, which is obviously quite a long time ago. Emilie du Chatelet was born in Paris in an age when women were not allowed to visit public libraries, let alone think of studying subjects like science or going to university. But Emilie didn't let this get in her way. Through sheer courage and willpower, she went on to share groundbreaking scientific theories with the world, theories that still help us to understand space today. Emilie was married when she was 19 to a Grand Marquis chosen by her parents. As a wife, she was expected to stay at home, have children, and tend to the household. But she made sure she also continued to study her great passions of maths and physics, and her curiosity to learn soon had her escaping into town to explore the world around her. Once she even dressed as a man so that she could enter a cafe to meet with other scientists and mathematicians. Emilie met the great philosopher and historian Voltaire, who introduced her to the books of great British scientist Isaac Newton. Newton had made numerous significant discoveries, and his most important book, Principia Mathematica, laid down the fundamental laws of physics. He explained the world around us, including how gravity works and how objects in space orbit the Earth. Newton's theories remained controversial at the time and were extremely complex, but Emilie refused to be daunted and spent years studying them. She was in the middle of writing a translation of Principia Mathematica, so that the whole of France, and not just the educated men, could understand these radical ideas, when she discovered she was pregnant. Emilie was 42, and despite having given birth 3 times already, feared she might not survive childbirth at such an age. But as such, she showed a powerful determination, working all hours she could to complete the book in just a few days before her daughter, Stanislas Adelaide, was born. Emilie survived the birth but tragically died 6 days later. Her great work wasn't published for another decade, but when it was, it contributed to a scientific revolution across Europe, and to this day remains the most widely read version of Newton's book in French. Emilie's heroic efforts laid the foundations of science and space for generations, but also showed women of her day what was possible. Knowledge wasn't just for men. In her career, she read, wrote books, and gained international fame for her mighty mind. Let us be certain of what we want to be. Let us choose ourselves, our own paths in life.